This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Gather around now, you're in for a story. Old tales of lore, all in search of a glory. The history and mystery of lads, lasses and all. Discoveries and voyages, the rise and the fall. Follow me now as we go back in time. We trace the steps of Irish lineage to find Joseph from Carlisle and Gavin the dog. Guide you through the ways of Shine.
Barcelona.
In Spain.
España.
Yes.
Patrick O'Connell.
Patricio.
Yes. Don Patricio.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on the list now for a long time.
Yes.
But what do you know about Patrick O'Connell? What have you ever...
Nothing.
I've just said his name.
You've said that he saved or...
Don't ruin this... Actually, it might be the name. It might be the title of the...
Wait, what do you know about him? Fuck, don't say it and ruin the story. Jesus. That's literally the only thing I know about him is the headline that you've told me.
Yes.
I haven't looked him up.
I don't say anything about it.
I didn't even know what his name was until 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, we'll get to his biggest achievement.
Yeah. What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
What top is that? O'Neill's.
It's an O'Neill's 1916. At the back of it here, it's got the...
It's got the proclamation?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's class.
Where'd you get that?
I got it in Patter Browns. I'm fucking doing it, man. I'm full...
Yeah.
I'm going full Republican.
Yeah, that's
Why
fine.
not?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm not going to get into GAA, but I am going to wear GAA merch.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, sorry.
I was in buying the missus a Celtic jersey.
Yes.
And I wanted to, because they do vintage jerseys down there in Patter Browns. Shout out Patter Browns.
Yes.
A good pub. But it was middle of the day.
Yeah.
I went in and tried it on. And the second I put this one on, a lad at the bar drinking a pint just went, fucking beautiful. And I turned around and he was just going like this.
Nice.
Oh, nice. And then I wasn't man enough to not buy it.
That's great, Mark. That's how starved you are for compliments. Or men in general, I guess. If there's just one man in every men's clothing shop that was like, that looks fucking savage, lad.
Class, man.
And he's just, if he looks like he doesn't work there, he's just eating a crisp sandwich.
Oh, if he looks like he doesn't work.
If he looks like he doesn't, those
even
are
better.
Really, that is the man that we all strive to impress. Just a local pub man who's done nothing, will never do anything, but he holds the keys to our happiness.
Yeah, I want his respect.
Of course.
I need his respect. I feast on that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know anything about the subject of today's episode, other than he was in Spain.
España. Yeah, but he wasn't born there because he's Irish.
Okay.
So he began his life being born. March 8, 1887, Jones's Terrace,
Okay.
which doesn't exist anymore, but it's in Drumcondra. It was at the entrance to Hill 16.
Nice.
A true dub.
Yeah, that's about as dub as it gets.
Yeah. But I guess the GAA wouldn't have been his first love because he was a big fan of the soccer.
Okay.
Again, he probably would have played GAA, but soccer was the big one for him. But like most kids at the time, he would have had to juggle the want of a successful professional sports career with his regular day job of being a foreman in Boland's Mill.
Right, so he would have had to juggle his dreams and hopes with reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We all have to struggle with it.
like many 14-year-olds of the day, he was working in Boland's Mill.
Nice.
But like not like many 15-year-olds of the day, he was a foreman.
What? He was the foreman at the mill.
He was in there 1 year, and they're like leadership. That's star quality right there.
Yeah.
Jeez, I bet you captain your football team. I do, sir. Actually,
That's pretty rough for all the
other guys.
anyone over 16 that was working for him.
Oh, and it makes it worse. His dad worked there, so probably got him the job.
Oh yeah. Was he in charge of his dad?
No, I would say he was probably another foreman. I
Okay.
couldn't find that, but
No.
I have a feeling he got a bin, and the work spoke for itself.
Yeah.
He was in there, because he'll work through factories for all his entire life. This is because it's in the stories, and most of it will take place in the early 1900s. Football isn't what it is today, so there's very little money going around, or a lot of lads have to have a second job.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can play at the weekend, and that's only for the best of the best, but you also probably still have to work in a factory. Also, if you think it's going to be annoyed that if you're like 25 or 30, and this young guy comes in, and he's your foreman, he's also class at football. So he's after winning 3 Empire Cups in a row with Liffey Wanderers.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tale we've talked about many times, but it's the same with GAA. Maybe you don't mind. Maybe he's not really doing anything.
You're happy to know him.
You respect him, and that's really the only quality a foreman needs.
Mm-hmm.
You like that he's good at football.
Once you know him, then you can spend the rest of your life saying, I taught him something before.
Yeah, I taught him everything he knew about glass fitting.
I taught him everything he forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he wins Liffey Wanderers. He wins 3 Empire Cups. That's like a big. I don't know if it's just Dublin or all of Ireland, but it's a youth competition.
Sounds like it's the whole empire.
So yeah, Liffey Wanderers. Also a team called Frankfort, who are down in Raheny. But then it comes as a pretty big shock that instead of signing for Shelburne or for Bohemians when he's around 18, 19 or so, he instead takes a contract with Belfast Celtic.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's shocking. I don't know how divisive it is.
At the time, we're all one country. We're all unified.
We are, and
under
we're all
the British flag.
And the soccer team is the IFA, so it's all
And this is still the late 1800s?
This is about 19. This is the early 1900s now.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So this is probably like 1905, about 1905.
Yeah,
yeah. And so he's gone up there, and the reason being, so have you heard about Belfast Celtic? We'll probably have to do a whole episode about it.
Okay.
It was the big Catholic team.
Right. Okay.
And so because now there's a bunch of. If you try to Google this, what it says is the Northern Irish Football League is they leave religion
Catholic
aside.
Protestant doesn't come into it. It's like everything else. We've moved past it. It barely comes up. Right, so it's hard to get an answer. Hard to get the truth.
It's hard to get the truth.
Right, but Belfast Celtic was the Catholic.
What we do know is Linfield, even now today, are the big Protestants. And so back then, Belfast Celtic would have been the rivals for them. So that was the Shankill, because Linfield are the Shankill team.
Yes.
Or like a lot of the Shankill lads from the Shankill would have supported them. They're the most ardent Protestants or
they still
Unionist supporters. Yeah.
I don't know what their home ground is, but Linfield. It's a dodgy enough place to be walking around when there's a game on.
And they look like Rangers colours.
Yes,
they look pretty much the same. It's blue, white, and red.
When I first moved to Belfast, I lived there for about a month, and I can't remember what's the name of the stadium they play out of. Linfield.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Maybe it's just Linfield.
But you know what the name of the Belfast Celtic one was?
Well,
Celtic Park, just like the one in Scotland.
but
you know what the supporters would call it?
What?
Paradise.
Heaven on earth, for short. Well, I used to live beside the Linfield home. Yeah, I used to live beside the Linfield home state. It's a neighborhood just called the Village. It was like the Loyalist Village, and what a place of culture.
Oh, I'd say.
My God. It was great. There was local men who would just sort of sit out on patio chairs all day, just keeping an eye on things. Just making sure there was no ne'er-do-wells up the stuff. I remember I used to walk past someone that used to walk past graffiti on the way to work every morning. Someone that spray painted on a massive wall. Something like antisocial behaviour would be met with kneecaps, or antisocialites would be shot, or something like that. That's a good message. Keeps antisocial behaviour down.
Lets people know.
Such as, spray painting walls and threatening to kneecap lads. You want to keep an eye on that sort of stuff. I think there was certainly at the phase where these boys had moved into the drug trade.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But lovely plays, some of the best days of my life. The village in Northern Ireland. The village Belfast.
But so Belfast Celtic would have been one of the biggest teams in the country. Because Belfast, at the time, huge city.
Big
Still
city.
pretty big, but back then, arguably the number one city.
Yeah.
Harder
For
than
industry
Wolf.
and stuff. Yeah, sure. Okay.
But so he's gone up there at the same time, and also when he was playing for Frankfurt down in Raheny, a young Oscar trainer would be around in at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So could have had a crossover there. Almost definitely did. Well, people say they do, but then the dates don't tend to really line up. But let's say they played together at Belfast Celtic. They were good friends. They were best friends.
He taught him everything he knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that as a little tidbit. That probably won't come up again.
Sure. Yeah.
But
we'll do an episode about Oscar Trainer whenever we get.
We really should. Yeah. So he's up. He goes up there. Initially, he's an attacker. But then and he actually scores a hat-trick. First ever hat-trick that someone scored for the club against Linfield. Arch rivals.
Oh,
unbelievable. So you can kind of see the idea of there's money up there.
Yes, his industry.
Packed out stadium. He's going to be able to work in factories. He can do it and also he's after getting his Mrs. Ellen pregnant, and they're not married. Now they get married.
Ooh, okay.
But then 4 or 5 months later, the baby pops out. So they're like, best not to do that in Catholic Dublin.
No. The Protestants maybe have a more lenient view on that, perhaps.
Well, see, because he's based in, because it's Belfast Celtic, he's surrounded by Catholics up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just that they're more progressive, I guess.
I don't think that's
Maybe
true.
not, yeah.
I think you probably just fudge the numbers. If you show up, if you're moving to a new city, you can, you get away with a little bit.
But yeah, you just lie.
Yeah, you just lie.
Sorry, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's just easier to lie. And he'll be doing that for the rest of his life.
Whenever they see the baby, she'll just be like, oh no, I'm still pregnant for another 3 months.
Well, so don't get, don't get attached to his family.
Okay, I'll tell you now, I'm not really attached to any of them.
Okay.
So far.
By the end of it, you might not still be either.
Okay.
He's a great man, though.
Yeah, all right.
So, him and Ellen move up there. He begins his career up there as a striker or an attacker.
Nice.
Football is very different back then, so all the positions have changed. So there's no point in saying he was a wing half, so it doesn't.
Okay.
Can't get into that. Let's just call him a centre back. There's a injury crisis when he's at Belfast Celtic. He has to drop back to centre half instead of being a striker.
Right.
Turns out he's way better there. Plays the rest of his career there.
Unbelievable.
Within a year of this switch, he's after getting called up by Sheffield Wednesday in what is now the Premier League.
Sheffield Wednesday is the name of the team.
Yeah.
Okay. What did they do for the rest of the week? Sheffield Wednesday still in the go. Is that Sheffield?
No, there's Sheffield Wednesday and United. They're rivals.
Okay.
So he goes to Sheffield Wednesday, but the problem there is he's about 20, 21. They're in the top 6 3 years in a row in the league. So he barely gets a game. So he gets about 20 games in 3 seasons.
Right.
So it's time to drop down a level. So he goes down to Hull. This is, in his English career, cities, not fantastic.
Okay.
It's going to get a lot more luxury as the further we go on into the story.
Right.
Yeah. So he goes to Hull. Now, because he's moved over to Sheffield Wednesday initially from Belfast Celtic, and he was a big up-and-coming youth player, and then he had a great time at Belfast Celtic, he gets called up to the national team.
All right.
Gets called up for 2 games, one against England, one against Scotland. I think the combined score is probably something like 10-1. They get hockeyed in both games.
Oh, right.
And so he does not get called up again for 2 years.
Well, that's not his fault. He's a centre back.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
They let in a load of goals.
Okay.
And they were like, let's go through every other option we have.
Yeah.
And then
for some reason, I was like, well, all right, it was low scoring, but he's not a striker anymore. He's in charge of the other side of it, where they seem to have conceded a load of goals. Okay, that's fair enough.
It could have been more.
It could have been more. If he wasn't there, we don't know.
Yeah. And then, so he goes down to Hull, and then that's in the 2nd division.
Yeah.
So it's a drop in quality, and then he finds form there. He's playing very well.
More game time.
In the lead, and so in 1914, into January of 1914, he gets called back up to the Irish team.
Right.
And so back then, the main trophy was, they kind of had like a 6 nations, minus France and Italy. It was just, and Ireland was one, because we did this a couple of years ago. They tried to do it again, the Home Nations League or whatever, where it was, but England didn't want to be part of it. And we still won that. But it was
England didn't want to be part of it.
They didn't want to be part of it. So it was just Northern Ireland, us, Scotland and Wales for the...
Right.
For the 2nd best team in the British Isles.
Four titans of football battling it out.
But so back then it was a much bigger deal because teams didn't travel as much internationally for football. This was you'd only play a handful of international games a year anyway.
Why was not much international travel in 1914? Shit, there was, I guess, a lot of international travel, but not for football until Christmas.
So this Home Nations League is the last Home Nations they do for about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they come back in like 1919. So yeah, the war is about to happen. So we get one in on the buzzer.
Yeah. I do love how all these competitions start back like right away. After like World War I, World War II, everything's like right back on track. I guess it's when you look at stuff like the Olympics or whatever, obviously they take a break when the wars are on, but it is always sort of heartwarming to see like as soon as possible, right back into football. Yeah, back into throwing things.
Don't even think about that. I don't want to jump ahead too much in the story, but after this Home Nations League, after this Home Nations Championship, he gets a move to Man United, but that year is the last year that they had football because of the war.
Yeah.
But the first year the war is already happening, and they're like, you know what would really lift people's spirits? If we put thousands of people in, let's make a target.
Yeah. Get them all. Get the lights. Get them as bright as possible. Hit them up into the sky. Get all the young men of military age out there on the pitch. Something to boost morale.
They beat Wales. A guy called Billy Gillespie scores 2 goals.
Nice.
And then they go and they beat. And they've been terrible, so they don't lose the element of surprise.
Okay.
So then they go into the English game. They're playing in Middlesbrough, and Billy Gillespie, I think he gets 1, and another guy gets 2. Billy Gillespie just pops up an awful lot. He doesn't get to go to the third game against Scotland. That we just need a point in that to win the whole thing. He doesn't get to go because he's actually employed by Sheffield United.
Oh.
And he's our best player. And this is a little bit of my conspiracy theory hat. I think they refused to release him for what is the final game of the championship, and he was out for the first 2.
Right.
And then now it's if Ireland gets something from this, England won't win the tournament.
Yeah.
So they just don't let him go. So Ireland just need a draw against Scotland. Their goalkeeper though, I think it's early in the second half. He breaks his collarbone.
You need that.
And this is a time when they don't have subs. And you need subs.
You do need subs as well.
But so then Ireland was just down to 10 men.
So he broke his collarbone in the game.
Yeah.
And they were just like, well,
it was before subs.
You're just off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a different game.
That is definitely
it's more it's rollerballs.
When they brought subs in, was everyone annoyed? Like it's the ruination of the game.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Very. If a man breaks his collarbone, he's not fit to be on the team. Play on, ref. Jesus.
But so he it gets worse then. To add insult to injury.
Yeah.
There's another injury.
To add injury to another injury.
Patrick O'Connell breaks his arm.
That's the hero of the story.
And he's the hero of the game as well, because not like some coward who'd leave over something flimsy like a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
He tucks that arm back in. And I actually don't know how he does it. Does he put it into his shorts? But he plays on with regardless. He plays on with a broken arm.
Well, you don't need your arm for football. Famously, little man called Jimmy Hasty. All right, he only had one arm, and that didn't slow him down.
Probably sped him up.
Yeah, probably sped him up. More aerodynamic, but that's brave going.
Yeah, so he continues on. We concede a goal, but in the 89th minute, Sam Young pops up. Equalizer. Is it 31,000 people in Windsor Park?
Right.
Packed out. Pisses of rain. The only trophy Ireland's ever won.
What do you mean? The only trophy?
The only thing we've ever won as a national football team.
Oh, as a all together, all the lads. That's pretty heartwarming. Yeah, Windsor Park. I think that's the Linfield's home ground.
Oh, really?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's that big stadium. Anyway, that's beautiful. And we did it together.
And then they
while everyone was at war.
And they separated us because they knew, much like Yugoslavia, we would have dominated the World Cups.
So this is where if you want to get your conspiracy hat on. So that's 1914.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably what happened. England saw the wheels in motion. They're like, they've gotten too powerful, the Paddies.
Mm-hmm.
We can't let them. We need partition. We need to get Collins here. Whisper in Deb's ear. Let's set the ball rolling.
But
divide and conquer.
And it worked because we've been terrible ever since.
We have.
Yeah. But so that is his last chance to really play for Ireland. When they come back from the war, he gets one game in a.
Did he go to war?
No, he did not.
Oh.
He wouldn't. A good nationalist man like himself, a Republican, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't go fight for the Queen. No. So what he did instead was he would have been. So he goes to Man United. He's working in the summers when he's there, or he's working in the Ford factory.
Right.
I think that might be during the summer times, but then it also says during the war, I guess he's working there. He's working in an ammunitions factory.
Okay, he's doing his part.
And he's in touch with Oscar Traynor to drive carloads of ammunition back to Dublin for the 1916 Rising.
Right. Okay. Is he actually?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what people have claimed, and they've never had any proof, but everyone's like, well, come on.
Yeah.
He knew Oscar.
Yeah.
He worked in if you look it up, people say, well, put 1 and 2 together. Right?
Yes.
Right. He has a car.
Uh-huh. He's working in a munitions factory.
No.
That's it?
That was it.
Okay,
it was like, unlike most people at the time, he had access to a car.
Right.
Therefore,
I mean, I'm sure working in a munitions factory making bullets during World War One, the British probably aren't keeping that close an eye on something like that.
No.
You could probably drop a few crates off the back of a truck,
Easy.
get them over to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pretty handily, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a young Catholic man, probably not even really looking at him too hard. I'd say it's probably 100% confirmed fact that he did do that.
Yeah,
I just like anytime there's like any Irish figure who's, you know, we never look too hard as to what their national identity is. If they're living in England, if they're born in England, living in England, have English parents, we're like, he's probably Irish at heart. There's no proof for this, but I'd say he probably smuggled weapons for the IRA.
He probably smuggled weapons for the IRA.
Because I like him, and that just makes more sense to me.
His family have come out since and said that he more than likely did
but
it.
the family is they're the people who start these rumors. When their granddad's dead, is like, all the evidence would point to him just sort of working and having a normal life in England. But I'd say he was secretly a Republican.
In the rat.
He was passing information back to the IRA. He was knitting balaclavas at the weekend. I just have a hunch.
Well, it's a possibility.
It sure is.
Yeah, but when he was there at Man United, so he only got to do one season at Man United in that 1914-15 season when the war is still going on.
Yes.
So he's playing there. They're bad. He's captain. He becomes captain after about 6 months. First Irishman to ever captain Manchester United.
Very good.
Roy Keane wasn't sending fucking bullets back for the boys.
Well,
that we know of.
We don't know. There's as much a possibility that Roy Keane had access to the munition factory.
So they're pretty bad. At the end of the season, they just about stave off relegation by a single point.
Yes.
But then he spends quite a lot of time for, say, 1915, 16, dealing with a charge of match fixing.
Okay.
Because he was one of a number of people, Manchester United and Liverpool, a couple of weeks before the end of the season, go play each other.
Yeah.
It's 7 or 8 to 1 that Man United are going to win 2-0.
Okay.
Man United managed to win 2-0.
Amazing.
Unheard of.
All right.
Liverpool were kind of more mid-table, but United were further down in the league. But I think United were at home. But it's also a new thing that people didn't... I guess predicting the exact score is tough. But the people hadn't really bet at the time on specific scores. It was more of just pick the winner.
Win or lose.
Yeah, so then they thought something was up because the week leading into it, everyone was putting down a lot of money on this being 2-0, including all the players.
I mean,
war was on the way. They didn't know what was happening. Contracts were going to be cancelled. There's no income happening.
Yeah.
Who really gives a shit? And they say that, I mean, so United win, and that keeps them up from relegation. But they say that, I don't think the players even cared. It was more of just for the money. But they also did stop them from getting relegated.
Yeah. I mean, this is, sometimes stuff needs to happen before there's rules written against it. But I guess the idea of players going in and betting on a game before it happens should raise some red flags. Especially if they're betting on themselves to lose.
But they bet on themselves to win. Now, I suppose the Liverpool
well, I mean,
players...
that should be allowed. Should it?
No, you should
be allowed to bet on yourself to win.
Yes.
Only to win, though.
I think that's true as well.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, but they don't allow that either.
If you're not doing it for the fans, for your job, for the love of the game, do it for the money you're going to lose if you don't win.
Well, no, it's the money you're going to lose in the war, and that I think it's very fair to be like, there's one or two games left of the season. We might not have football now ever again.
Yeah,
we might all just die. So there was one guy who used to play for United and was now at Liverpool, and he was the go-between. All of this shook English football to the core, and it was basically two sets of men met up in a
there's nothing else happening at the time.
Right, it's like old like crime. Like all crime, but old crime like LA Noir style, where you go like, there's no CCTV, there's no photos of anything. So when people get caught doing stuff like this, that's some real detective work.
You have to ask.
You have to go to a bar and be like, have you ever seen all the Liverpool and Man United players together at the same time discussing the game? Funny that you mentioned that, actually.
Well, you could also just lie, I guess, if you're caught back then. There's no counter evidence. You could just be like, someone saw them.
Oh, I suppose that too, yeah.
Yeah, much easier to make evidence up.
Lying, that's twice we've said now. Lying is better than the truth.
It's certainly easier.
He doesn't go down for that. Although people thought that was odd because he missed a penalty in the middle of the game. And there's two reports. One of them says that they were already 2-0 up. And he's the centre-back who doesn't take penalties.
Yeah.
Who has about 3 goals in his entire career at this point. Although he started as a striker.
How's he going to get more if he doesn't take penalties?
That's fair, yeah. But he steps up and balloons it so far wide that they think about making him retake it because it's...
That's good, yeah. Something must have happened.
But there's two accounts that, they're either 2-0 up and then they get the penalty and he misses that, or they're 1-0 up, they get the penalty, he boots it wide and he's laughing the whole way back because they know that at some point they're just going to be gifted another goal.
Okay.
But I don't know who to believe in that because there's multiple reports of there's players in both sides that don't want to throw the game.
Right.
So that means that on that pitch, it's very divided.
Yeah.
That half of each team, say, are throwing the game.
Okay.
And the other half, like one guy complained, he's like, no one told me in advance that they were throwing the game, but I knew something was up because no one would give me the ball. Because they were just like, no, he's going to try it. And there's accounts of like lads having been given out to by their own players because one guy hits the crossbar for Liverpool, and then his captain goes up and just starts bollocking him. He's trying too hard.
Okay.
So everyone kind of knew the fix was in.
Right.
There was rumors of it in the leading into the game, but sure, fake it. And then by the time they come back in 1919,
everyone's forgotten.
But there's 7 guys who do get banned for life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4 of them, the Liverpool guys, they go to war, so they're forgiven.
Okay.
One of the guys dies.
Right.
One of the guys is reinstated as well for something he does, and then there's just one guy left who's banned for the rest of his life.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Should have went to the war.
He should have went to war.
But yeah, somehow Patrick gets away with this. But and he goes and he'll do some guest appearances for Rochdale and a few other teams. But by this stage, he's getting on. So 4 years of not playing. It's hard to tell at what point of his life he becomes an alcoholic.
Right.
It seems like he has his head fairly screwed on when he's playing. And we'll get into his managing career now in a little bit, and it seems like he's very into that. So I don't know if he was constantly drinking. If he was, very productive drinker.
Yes,
and then he should deserves even more credit, I would say, because what he does then is he goes up to Scotland to play for Dumbarton.
Right,
not a great level, whatever. Then he goes down to Ashington, a team just outside of Newcastle, and so it's around. By this time, 4 kids.
Okay.
He didn't bring the wife with him to Scotland, didn't bring her over to Newcastle. They're all still in Manchester.
Right.
So he's brought them over leave Dublin up to Belfast, from Belfast let's go to Manchester. You stay here, I'm going to spend a couple of years travelling around doing this football thing.
Yeah.
He, like all great managers, becomes a player manager for Ashington.
Okay.
Before just taking on the role full time. The wife at some point goes up to him, travels up to Newcastle and begs and pleads with him to please return to the family.
Because Newcastle's not that far.
From Manchester, no, it wouldn't be, no.
I mean, it's a long distance if you're leaving your wife at home with 4 kids, but like it's not...
It's commutable.
It's commutable, yeah.
So it's definitely like in Industrial Revolution, England, post-industrial, like you would have been able to... There's trains, I mean.
There's trains by the early 1920s, yes.
Yeah. So she goes up and tries to plead with him to come back to the family. And he says that won't be happening. He says, go home. Who's minding the kids?
Don't worry, love. Basically, single woman looking after 4 children, a single Irish Catholic woman in northern England in the 1920s. There's no one going to cause you any harm. You're as safe as houses.
So she goes back on her not so merry way
Okay.
to Manchester, and then he decides to take a job in Spain and doesn't tell the family and completely drops all contact with them.
Okay. Right.
So he moves to Santander.
So he's abandoned his family then.
He's completely abandoned his family.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
Gary the Snake.
And your last name?
The Snake.
Dream Team. Get new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home. Zootopia 2, now available on Disney+, rated PG. And right now you can get Disney+ and Hulu for just $4.99 a month for 3 months with a special limited time offer. Ends March 24th. After 3 months, plan auto-renews at $12.99 a month. Terms apply.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You've got your docs, your plans, your specs, and then invite the crew to build what's next. They talk up the teamwork. They think that this design could be a contender. And when somebody wonders what's the next step, AI helps you finish the rest. Bolts are tight, now your plan's refined. Run a smoother business when you're all aligned. Do that with Acrobat. Learn more at adobe.com/do that with Acrobat.
Marty Supreme, well, I suppose that's Marty Supreme 2, we'll see. But this is very much so a Marty Supreme type story where the man's singularly focused.
Yeah, but he's also, is he any good?
He's a professional football player.
He's a professional football
when
player.
men were men.
Yes, but he hasn't, it's not like he
played for Man United in the Premier League.
That's fair. That is fair. So he's fully committed to this.
He captained Ireland to their only trophy ever.
That's, you know what, I take it back. Right, okay, he's he's once a generation talent.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, and now he's the wife and kids are only holding him back.
At the time, no one really knows how he even gets the job. But because Ashington wouldn't be a big team,
right?
And he's disgraced. He's got a black mark against him now in England. He probably could have stayed in England somewhere. Only he's got the stench of a match fixing scandal.
Okay,
that's all on him. So that's not great. And he's too old now to play. So that's probably hindering him a little. At the time, news wouldn't travel like that.
Of course,
so he goes over to Santander, wins,
especially during the war when all the news coming out of England was like everything's fine.
Yeah. But that would be the time where they should be like, look at this match fixing scandal.
Maybe. Well, not to Spain. You wouldn't let the Spanish know about that.
No. But so in Santander, which is in North Spain.
I know where Santander is.
So he 7 years, he wins 5 regional titles, load of success.
Beautiful.
But it's not the La Liga. But he does bring, so in 1928, and he's 7 years, so this is his 6th year there, he leads the team into La Liga as what they're one of the founding members of what we have now is La Liga.
Beautiful.
He drops over to Oviedo, which is
I just say it's great to see a man do well.
Isn't it?
After leaving his family and kids behind.
Hey, he's sending them back money whenever he can.
But you know the conversion rate.
There's letters he says where he messages his brother saying that because he does in a little while now he finds a new missus.
Oh,
an Irish lady.
Okay.
In Spain, who might have been a governess or maybe an nanny for the Alfonso the XXX, the King of Spain.
Right.
Because he even says in a letter to his brothers, like, there's probably 20 Irish people in all of Spain, and I've managed to meet one. Now, her name is Ellen, which is the same as his first wife.
That's handy.
Yeah. He calls her Ellie, so he doesn't get confused.
That's good.
And he says, what happened in another life is in another life, and you can forget that now. We weren't meant to be.
Sure. Yeah.
And I still send back money whenever
he can.
Yeah, but I don't make a whole lot of money.
The conversion rate then, the Spanish economy after the war, it's tough. It's hard.
And they're about to get into their own war.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, because he's in Oviedo, he does 2 years there, and then gets a move to Real Betis, which is down in Sevilla.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'd be, so actually their colours are green and white stripes, which is the founder, who must have been a rich kid because he was sent over to Scotland when he was 12 to finish his studying, and then came back and set the club up when he was 15. But he was studying in Dumfries under brother Walfred, the Irish priest who set up Celtic.
Amazing.
So that's where, so Betis, he saw the jersey, got one, brought it home, was like, this is going to be our colours, but we'll do it vertical stripes instead of hoops. And that's where, so Betis and Celtic linked.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just stole the colours and brought it to Spain. Fair enough.
Yeah, another classic one of the Ireland created Betis.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done an awful lot for the world of football.
We've done an awful lot for the world.
That is also very true.
Yeah. So he goes into Real Betis, who aren't one of the big teams. They're in the second division. First year, however, promoted.
Okay.
2 years of getting them into about mid-table. This is big underdog story. Oakland A's kind of deal. No big superstars. They don't have a lot of money. It's not a giant city. It's pretty big enough, but it's not Madrid and it's not Barcelona.
Sure.
In his fourth season there, just like, say, when Leicester won the Premier League. Well, it's not, because it's Real Betis win the La Liga.
Amazing.
Yeah, the first Irishman to win La Liga.
Okay.
The only La Liga championship that Betis have ever won.
Right.
There's only 9 teams that have ever won that league.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them
was championed by
Paddy, our boy.
He's thrown off the shackles of matrimony and fatherhood. He's knuckled down.
And
it
brought success.
It brought success.
To anyone listening, just so you know, if you're worried about that.
Yeah. It did. This is 100% of the cases we reviewed where people have done that. It's worked.
Actually, I wonder, nearly every time, yeah.
I guess you don't hear the stories of the people who try and leave their wife and kids and then just fail.
Yeah.
Terribly.
No, once you get to success, people look into the background, like William Desmond Taylor.
Yeah.
But you're dead right. I think if anytime we've talked about people leaving their family, they've gone on to
by the nature of
it doesn't end well, but they go on to do some great things.
They go on to do some. This year we should review at least. Listen, write in if you know anyone who's abandoned their wife and kids, and then for some reason that's actually just led to a worse life for them. Just to balance it out. But he's brought some. Is it through his managerial skills? Like, is he getting
100%? Because
as far as you know,
they don't have that many stars. They don't have any stars, and he builds stars there.
He's moneyballing the situation.
The whole thing is based on defense, so that they only concede. I think it's in 22 games they concede 19 goals. The next team nearest to them concedes 15 more goals.
Okay.
So that's how they're in 30 something. They just don't concede. They just defend. It's meant to be.
That is still one a match.
Putrid football. But that's exactly how we're going to be playing for these next 2 games.
That's beautiful. That is. There's always a choice between playing beautiful football and winning games.
Getting results.
Results.
Because some people thought his style was a bit gauche, if that's the word. I don't know if it is. He had this idea that you could, instead of tippy-tapping it around, passing the balls through the lines into the midfield and up to the forwards, the defenders could pass it straight to the forwards. Or into a general direction that the forwards could run into.
Okay.
And fight lads up there for it. It's Jack Charlton football.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Right. So he's done it.
But when Betis won the league, the final game of, they bet his old team, Racing Santander.
Okay.
5-0. There are a lot of reports of Patrick going to their hotel and gathering all the Santander lads together and then asking them maybe, take it easy tomorrow, or could you throw the game?
That's just a funny 1-2 pitch of just maybe rest up a little bit tomorrow, or maybe, just throw the game altogether.
Don't even show up.
Don't even show up. Yeah.
Why not? Just do that. Because initially when I read this, I thought he was after getting to the point of going to be the biggest upset. We're going to beat Real Madrid. We're going to win the La Liga. And I was like, has he gone to his own players and said, lads, there's a lot of money to be made here.
Yeah.
We could throw the league and we could all make out like bandits. And it took me a while to figure out that. I was like, oh no, he's trying to win the championship.
Okay.
It's not just about the money.
Yeah. Which is nice to see.
It's good to see. A good, honest man. So he's done it. It's crazy that he's won that now. And because of that, big team at the time, Barcelona, if you've heard of them.
I have.
Yeah. They come in for him.
No way.
And he moves to, now they wouldn't be in the new camp yet, but he's gone to Barcelona.
They're in the old camp.
But much like Yeah, it was a old camp. That was
Yep.
and actually, technically, it's Camp Old.
Yep. Camp Old.
But
when I was in Barcelona years ago, I think people kept mentioning new camp. I genuinely thought it was an art museum. I thought it was a style like art.
It is.
Yeah.
if you pay attention, Kev.
Yep. So the greatest Spanish artists of a generation perform. It is their canvas. All right, fair enough.
But yeah, so he goes there, and then I guess because he's had the Man United thing,
yeah,
where the war happens, and so they get his career's cut short there because of that.
Sure.
Same for like the Irish team, and now
one of the biggest victims of World War One, I would say.
But then he signs for Barcelona, and near instantly,
oh bloody hell!
Within about a year,
another war.
Here comes Franco.
Can't catch a break.
But now, yeah, with Betis, this is around the time he would have been called Don Patricio.
Right.
He would have got the name then because he's the Don. He's after winning. He's won both leagues with them.
Yeah.
2 and 1. He's after getting a new missus that has the same name as the last one. That's pretty cool. They never meet.
The two Ellens.
Yeah, because he completely separates his life from that old family. So
sure.
Yeah.
So he just stops sending the money altogether.
No, he said occasionally he will still send some money. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, there's just very little money in La Liga 1 or 2.
When he has it,
when he has the
he
chance,
will send it.
Yes. I know you can see me in these newspaper articles and the celebrations, and it looks like there's a lot of money, but I assure you, it's still pittance.
They offered
and
me
I'm sending that to you.
They've offered me a chance to go home. I said no, just take away 33% of my salary. I'll stay.
Yeah.
He does that.
Oh, what?
He does that.
Why?
So he goes over this is around the time of Barcelona club president Josep Sunyol.
Right.
He's been assassinated on the way back from Madrid to Barcelona by Franco's men.
Oh.
And so
that took a turn.
Yeah. And then things are going to get a lot worse over there in the next couple of years. But he's actually back in Ireland on holiday at the time.
Patrick is.
Yeah, and so I think he'd bring Ellie to Ireland because he knew his missus was in Manchester, and he'd bring her to London, but then he never wanted to be kind of near her. But she didn't travel with him. Again, she had no idea what. Like,
she didn't know there was another family.
She didn't know there was another family.
Oh, okay.
So he's kept the whole thing very secret.
Right.
But now Sunyol gets murdered. Barcelona send a carrier pigeon or whatever out to him and say, Patrick, don't worry, there's a lot. Now, again, there's 2 versions of the story, because some people say that they said, you got to come back, we need you. But I'm pretty sure they sent a letter saying, the guy who hired you doesn't have a head anymore.
Okay.
Things are getting pretty bad over here.
The head of Spanish football is gone. He stepped down. No, you misunderstand me.
No.
There's something getting lost in translation here. He's being shot in the face.
Yeah. And then, so I think they just give him the option to get out. And he's like, not a chance, not where I'm from.
No way.
He's anti-Franco. He goes back over. Now, but the La Liga doesn't continue during this time. So they do a separate one called the Mediterranean League. And Barcelona win that. And he's won some local regional titles as well. So he's had good, strong early success with them.
Yeah.
But then this happens, the war.
Right.
And so
he's been through wars before, though.
But they go, yeah, that's true. He's been around football when wars have been going on.
Yes.
But yeah, but he's refused to fight in them, and he doesn't fight in this one either. By now he is an old man. But because of the war, and also that Barcelona would have been an anti-Franco team, Madrid would have been his team. So obviously he's after shooting the chairperson or the president of the club. He can get away with whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So
why did he shoot him? Just go fuck him.
Pure badness.
Pure malice.
At that stage then, so La Liga's not happening. It's tougher and tougher to get everyone to a stadium, make money like that. The club are hemorrhaging money. People are taking pay cuts. They get an offer from a Mexican businessman to go over to Mexico and play a bunch of exhibition games with the world famous Barcelona versus a string of Mexican teams. And that goes so well, they get offered more money to stay and do more games. Then they get offered to go up to keep it going, go up to America, keep playing up there. They make about £15,000.
Good money back then.
At the time, yeah. Now, judging by, he was a big transfer to Man United, that was £1,000. So they've made a lot of money. They've made enough money from this. They've made enough money from this string of games to clear all of the debt that they have.
Yeah,
and also to put about £5,000 into a Swiss bank account.
Okay.
So when the war is over And because Franco will take the money, they can't go home with all the money they've made.
Right.
So they have to pay off all of their fees, anything they owe, and then they try
hide
to hide the rest for afterwards, which means that post-war, when they get going properly, all the money, A, he kept them afloat.
Right.
And then B,
they're
set up
fund because of this money he made.
Yeah, when they come back.
All right.
Which is deadly.
Yes.
But unfortunately, because of the war, they went with 20 people, I believe, like 4 management and maybe 16 players.
Yeah.
In and around, something like that. They came back with 4 players.
What? How?
Everyone defected. Everyone stayed.
Oh.
Because they didn't want to go back to war-torn Spain.
Right.
So everyone stayed in
Mexico.
Mexico, America. They would have connecting flight maybe in France or wherever, that they just... Yeah, so they came back with money and all their debts cleared, but all of their best players have now gone. It's
absconded.
Okay. It's like a far less sad version of the Munich air crash.
Yes.
But the entire team has been decimated.
Yeah. Or like when North Korea would get involved in international sports.
And win everything?
But then also just make a break for it.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I wonder, I'm sure those people's families know, but that's a great origin story for America. Just going over to play... exhibition football,
escape to victory type.
Yeah, and you just keep running.
Just keep going. Yeah. So he goes back and he stays with Barcelona. He wins a couple of small trophies there, but he doesn't ever win La Liga with them. But
right.
That Mediterranean league probably is La Liga, and then he's won the cups, and so he still had a good time. But then he's around. It's around 1940. And it's time to leave now. Turns out this old tactic of
the third big war.
It is actually,
yeah. 1939, it starts again. He's like, fuck this, all right.
No, I think it's that they view him as he's a bit outdated now at this stage because
his tactics are outdated.
Yeah, they've said stop booting the ball away.
Wow. Okay.
It's Barcelona. It's more than a club. That's their slogan.
Is it? Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
They're absolute bastards. But so he decides. Then he goes back to Betis and he wins the second division there with Betis again.
Nice.
So he's staying in Sevilla now. He's like, I'm done with. I'll just manage Betis. I'm with them.
Betis. It's just a club.
I'm a local legend.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks no one can understand a word I say.
Yeah.
But I'm a local. He lives 20 minutes walk away from the stadium. He's just there, gives his whole life to Betis, which is why it's crazy that after 2 or 3 seasons there, he just jumps ship and he gets them back into the La Liga and they're mid-table doing fine wherever.
Yeah.
He goes across the city to their arch rivals, Sevilla.
What the hell? Yeah. This is the only time I've
betrayed anyone.
I've seen this man walk out in his family and dodge multiple wars, but that's real betrayal.
Because he says that he has to, because he goes down to the debate clubs and he says people don't look at him the same anymore.
Where'd you go to the debate club?
There's a debate club. He likes debates.
Okay.
Yeah. The master debater.
Yeah.
But he says that people around they're not looking at him quite the same. Things aren't as easy. He doesn't find work. Oh, so he stays at Sevilla for 3-4 seasons.
Yeah. That's not long enough to he's ruined his
legacy with Betis, because he could have been just Betis's manager, and then every time they get a new manager and he fucks up, you're the interim. You're in for a couple of what Martin O'Neill's doing now at Celtic. You're we'll call you in.
But then you're just a local legend. You're going to spend most of your money on pints and food.
Yeah.
If that's sorted, you can hang out at the debate club or whatever. You've got an easy life. You don't ruin that by going to your arch rivals. Then you don't ruin that by leaving them after 3 seasons.
But they were the first 2 seasons they're pretty good. 3rd season, big dip in form. They're in 10th place.
Time to blame the manager.
But next season, they win the fucking league. He leaves and they win the league without him. And
right.
Did he put in the groundwork or did they get better because they got rid of him?
Hard to say.
But then he goes back he gets one more stint at Santander and Betis. But
they have him back.
But both of them go... what's a fair way to say abjectly terrible? He kind of sullies his legacy at both clubs a little bit just because it's not...
All right,
I say that it's just that he hasn't won things, and he
fucks the disband.
Yeah, and then he can't really get hired because he's an old dinosaur,
right?
And he's too old and really now to work, and things aren't great in Spain. He has to move back to London. Brings Ellen with him. They go over to London. His brother is a semi-professional opera singer, I think, and he owns a hotel that he lets him. So it's not quite sure when the wife leaves him, but at some point she leaves him. Probably, I don't know if this, because she does go to London with him, but in this time when he was back at Betis, or in Sevilla in his later life, because when he retired from management, he was still living there. His son
from the first marriage,
young Dan, he comes and visits because he's in a pub in Dublin and a Spanish national team are in playing a game against the Irish national team.
Yeah.
He finds out they're there, what pub they're drinking in afterwards, goes down, and he's like, have any of you heard of a lad called
my dad?
Patria?
Yeah.
And they go, everyone's heard of him. He's the most famous man in Spain. He's the guy who's won all of these trophies.
Sure.
Probably can't speak Spanish.
He's probably not the most famous man in Spain.
He's
probably not even the most famous. He's the most famous Irish football man in Spain.
Most famous Irishman, I would say, in Spain. But
Frank Ryan.
But he would have been the manager for Barcelona. He would have won the league with Betis as one of the biggest upsets in sporting history at the time.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been like for 4 or 5 years at Barca. That would have been huge. He was Irish. Everyone else probably. Well, at the time there was it was a lot of English managers that were over in Spain because they had new techniques and tactics. Like Patrick was always telling lads, stop smoking.
I don't know.
Now he was a chain smoker himself.
Yeah,
but he was telling lads,
the best advice is advice you don't follow yourself.
But he's like the diets. He had them on one.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but
fish and chips.
Yeah, but I think they're just literally like the common sense,
basic nutrition, and trying to not.
Don't be drinking before the game, the day of, the bits like
Smoke
that.
after the game. Okay.
Well, I'm getting off track. So when the son comes over to visit, he. Well, sorry.
When you say visit, I think you mean sandbag.
Pretty much, yeah.
When he comes over to confront his dad.
Yes.
Right.
And his dad's very worried at that stage that his wife, Ellen too, is going to find out about his other family because of his other family being right here in front of her.
Right.
So he arranges that he refuses to meet him at the house and he'll only meet him in the park.
Sure. Okay.
So he'll go down there and he for a week or more. I think they was met every day. He was just trying to get in touch with his dad again. Doesn't go that well because he starts telling everyone that his Patrick, let this lad here, the spit of you. Is that your son? No, that's my nephew.
Right.
And so the son probably isn't too happy about that.
Yeah,
You've been disowned by your dad who already abandoned you years ago.
It's the only Spanish he knows, though. Nephew, no.
Abscando. So he, so it doesn't go great. I don't think he really keeps the relationship with the family then after that. But at least they got to meet him and confirmed. Bastard.
Yeah.
But he goes back to London. So I don't know if the missus finds out that she at some point. Yeah, because she does find out at some point.
Right.
And leaves him.
Yes.
And at that stage then he's back in London. He has to live in like a bedsitter or an attic room in the hotel his brother owns, and he's a horrible alcoholic, and he drinks himself to death. He dies of pneumonia.
Okay.
And
ticking a lot of the boxes of a classic tale here.
So yeah, he dies, I think he's like 71. Unmarked grave.
Ooh.
Buried into a pauper's grave, and so they found
he died in his brother's hotel.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he not sort him out? Yeah.
Money. That was me doing the money sign. It costs an awful lot
for a gravestone.
And he's a bit of a bastard.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But it's funny to let him live in your hotel for free for years and then not.
Attic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Bed sit attic.
Yeah.
But I guess in 2014 there was a fund set up to the Patrick O'Connell Memorial Fund to buy the man a fucking tombstone.
Get him a bloody grave.
Yeah, so they did.
Okay.
And then 3 years later, Real Betis accepted a bust made by an Irish artist.
Okay.
And they have that in the club, in the museum.
Yeah.
And other than that, there's not a whole lot. I've been in touch with there's a journalist who works for Al Jazeera who made a documentary about him the other year.
And I'm sure they're not busy at the minute.
And so I've been in touch with him, and
Al Jazeera.
He's left me unread. So many. I've been reaching out to him.
Yeah.
And he's not getting back to me.
Yeah. There's multiple wars happening.
He's got the time for.
Yeah, he probably. You know what? That's probably the best. He needs a bit of respite.
Yeah.
This is when sport really sticks to a fella.
I didn't want to reach out to him.
No.
I was going to go buy his documentary, but he set it up on a patricioo'connell.tv.com or whatever, and it's a dead link. I've gone through archive.com or whatever, or like the Wayback Machine to get to find when it was working. It's a Flash website from years ago.
Oh.
So I tried to go buy it, but the next link doesn't work, so I can't physically buy it. It's not ripped anywhere online.
Yeah.
You can't buy it, you can't steal it.
So how do you mean he's left you on red though? Would you text him?
No, I found his personal Facebook and I've started messaging him.
And is he's seeing the message?
He's seeing the messages and he's not responding to me.
What a fucking pull the finger out.
Yeah. Granted, it's from my personal Facebook page, and the photo of that would be me in a short sleeve, like a wife beater top, a lucha libre mask, and then a giant Union Jack top hat.
Yeah,
smoking a ball.
Yeah, it's like I need to get in contact with this man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, message him about a documentary he did probably 10, 15 years ago. But
also just to let him know your website's not working.
I'm sure he's concerned.
Yeah.
He's probably seeing the residuals from that documentary drying up and he doesn't know. The dead link is the issue. Well, that's hopefully he gets back to you so that you can do you can watch the documentary.
Or we could have him on, ask him how's all over
it
there.
Going? Where is he?
We don't know. It's online.
I don't know where. I assume
now.
all Al Jazeera.
He was doing a lot of Ukraine work. I can't remember his name now, but but he was, because he's still posting on his Facebook every day stories he's writing. So I know.
So he is active.
So he is active.
God damn.
And now I'm going to get to the point. I'm just going to start commenting on all of his posts.
When you have a second, I've DM'd you. Please check. I need just trying to hassle this journalist.
Did he run guns for the rat?
We need to know: is the ammo story true? Yes, he ran out on his wife, but did he run bullets to the IRA?
But he also ran all around the field in Windsor Park with a broken arm. Winning, again, Ireland's only international tournament at senior level.
That's a good bit of trivia, to be fair.
For 1914 home nations.
Nice.
What a life, though.
Dodged World War One, dodged the Irish War of Independence, dodged the Spanish Civil War. Is he involved in the?
I assume he would have helped. If he was in the RAF,
probably ran bullets over for the Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Was in Spain during the Civil War. Ducked out of...
Actually, if that timing works out correctly, is that right? That he'd go to... I think the Irish Civil War starts.
Yeah.
And... it would have been the Civil War, I guess. Yeah, and he just goes... Jesus, Santander is going to be a lovely time.
Yeah.
This time of year.
Yeah.
Beautiful little spot. Northern Spain, not too hot.
Yes. But... Now, you have been saying Spain this whole time, when I think you mean Catalonia.
That'd be fair.
Let's do it again. But, you know what? Viva Barcelona, Visca Catalonia. Another unbelievable football-related connection.
Mm-hmm. We're the greatest football team in the world.
The greatest if these lads just knuckle down and stay at home and stop helping set up Argentinian and Spanish football, we could have won a World Cup sooner than 2026. We could be on to our we could be looking at our second, maybe even third trophy at this point.
Actually, when this is going to be, the game will be in 2 days if you're listening now.
Yeah, we're all very excited.
Go to a pub.
I don't know who you're telling, as if like anyone listening to this isn't going to be drinking and watching the game.
I'm just...
You heard it here. Anyone who listened to an hour and a half of you talk about a man who's like set up a football team in Spain 100 years ago, if they made it to the end of this podcast and like, yeah, no, I'm probably not going to watch the match.
You never know.
I don't ever know. That is true.
Stranger things have happened.
That is true.
Enjoy yourself. We'll see you in the Aviva against Denmark.
Yes.
Good luck.
Or maybe we'll see you in the Aviva against North Macedonia in a much sadder day. But either way, good luck.
Shafter.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.